Next question, please. Dale Peterson.
Good evening. My question's an A or B answer one, and I guess it would primarily be to our two mayor candidates and our two area E candidates, although others are welcome to answer. I'd like to concur, like what Mr. Janik said. I think I'm very scared of our water supply. Will we have enough for us? So currently, right now, we have and are investing millions of dollars in our water treatment plants, our storage tanks, our delivery system, and the wages for them. If you are elected, will your priority be in supporting and protecting our investment from source to tap, or be in logging corporations in the watersheds who have no investments at all in our water supply, our health, our safety, but solely in short-term profits for their investors and shareholders? Please tell me your answer and why, and what and how you intend to support those claims. Please be as specific as possible.
Thanks, Dale. Jerry, do you want to take your first shot at that?
Thank you, Dale. I think that's a very easy question to answer. I think those of us that are asking for you to vote for whoever it is that gets elected always puts the community first. We're not there to protect people who are out to make a profit. It's lovely that people can work for those companies. That's a great thing. But we, as elected officials, must protect what is important to the community, and that includes our water. The town of Gibsons has taken this very seriously. We know that our water supply is limited. It has a certain amount of potential for delivery, and we don't know, we're not sure what that is, so we're taking steps to find that out. And once we know that, then we can take further steps in order to protect it. Immediate response is we're going for water metering, and I'm sure Mayor Janik will say the same thing. It's the only thing we can do that is substantive at this point to limit the use of the water that we already have. Thank you.
Barry?
Thanks, Dale. I never got a chance to speak my entire speech, so this dovetails very nicely, and I'll give you a specific answer. Our regional district water system provides 2.5 to 6 million imperial gallons a day. Our storage capacity is only 3.2 million gallons, so it doesn't take much of a math professor to figure out that we're going to need to increase our capacity to process water at a treatment facility. We have the capacity in the Chapman, and this is a regional perspective, okay? We have the capacity in the Chapman Gray Creek system most of the year. However, in the dry months, there are limits as to how much water can be removed from Chapman and Gray. And this is one of the reasons why the SCRD is so defensive about our watershed. I don't think more storage is the answer in the short term. It's too expensive. The obvious, quick, pragmatic solution is water conservation, watershed protection, and in the case of the town of Gibsons, water metering. These are the cheapest ways to shield residents from major infrastructure costs, and that's the way we are going. Thank you.
Thank you, Dale, for the question. Protection of source to tap. In the Freedom of Information request that I made, the Triton report identified 28 hazards to our source water for drinking. Of the 28 hazards, some are man-made by recreation, by logging, and other activities in the watershed. Some are natural. One of them that was identified as a hazard is our garbage dump. So yeah, we better start looking after our water in all aspects of it. And we ought to be looking at all the hazards to our drinking water, not just logging. Do I support the logging companies so they can make profit? Well, I think Western is far more capable of defending themselves than I am of defending them. I don't work for Weston. I never have. And they don't need me to defend them.
Thank you. Dale, let's see, I'm going to just ramble on from sort of where I left off with my answer on local Board of Health on protecting a watershed. So I stopped at about mature growth trees allows for snow to melt slowly, protecting it from the sun. Also, large conifers don't deposit leaf litter in the water courses. That leads into our drinking water. New growth generally includes a lot of conifers, which shed leaves, which decay in creeks allow bacteria growth and discoloration of water. Subsequently leads to more chlorine use, and that creates hazardous health conditions. I'm editing as I go. Ultimately, it is more important to keep to control all the activities that take place in our drinking watersheds by making public aware of the need for the change of law, and that's so that local governments can intervene in activities in the watersheds. Yeah, I support absolutely no activity source to point in the watershed except for that sanctioned by local government. Thanks, Doc.
Yeah, I'd just like to mention a couple of things that haven't been mentioned. Rob did refer to the Triton report, which identifies risks. The next step is to prepare a source protection plan for Chapman Creek to mitigate the risks. But I just also want to point out that there are lots of us who don't get our water from Chapman Creek, and we have a right to have our water sources protected as well. And people aren't really talking about ecoforestry, ecological forestry, which leaves a forest intact while harvesting goes on, and therefore the water is protected and you have forestry happening at the same time. And I think we need to look at that. Another thing that the SCRD is undertaking is trying to get the science around all of these things and doing our own due diligence in that respect. We were told during the local Board of Health that our science wasn't as good as their science, and we're trying to address that. And finally, I want to talk about population growth in relation to water, and we should not be allowing our population to outstrip the availability of water.
Thank you, Donna. Thanks. Lee, do you want to chime in as well?
I'm just going to say that I agree with everything that Donna said. She said it well, and I don't think I need to say it further. I fully support protection of source to tap, and I don't see that it makes very much sense to be treating our water when we could be protecting it at the source.
Thank you.